Good morning, everybody. It's been a long week. Some good news, some I don't know, some good news, some I don't know news, some concerns. Um, Good news is Jerry's doing a lot better. She's feeling better. She's starting to get the ability to handle textures and foods. We're not sure about spices yet. She kind of wanted me to get her some Taco Bell yesterday, then decided well, it's not that I decided, but it was forgotten as I was doing errands yesterday after work, picking up meds, getting more gauze pads. Our most of our expenses lately have been medical wound care type stuff, which is okay. She interviewed a young lady for home health. Basically, this young lady is supposed to. We're still waiting for her to come in with paperwork that we're supposed to sign. So I'm kind of like, what happened? So I'm sitting here going, should Jerry try to call somebody else? Should Jerry try to call this person? I don't even know how young she is. It's just according to Jerry, since Jerry was the one to interview her, that she was very chipper, and she's a single mom of one, or I don't know if she's single or not, but she's a mother of one. She was the home health person for several other people, a couple of them family, things of that nature, and she sounded like the perfect candidate. Well, if the only thing that needs to be done is paperwork that needs to be signed, what happened? You know, it's worrisome. But the other good news is they're now working on trying to get a visiting nurse from hospice. We did not know that hospice offered the service of a visiting nurse to come in and deal with the wound care. So it's like, ooh, things are starting to fall in place. That's good news. The unknown news is just this young lady who's supposed to be the person who comes in to clean up, basically to help feed, help Jerry to the bathroom for showers, things of that nature. So I don't know what's happened with that. The other good thing is this coming the 13th of this month, which I think is a Wednesday. Sorry, I want to know exactly what day it is. Excuse me. We're now in April. Yay, April. Sorry, I just get excited when we have a new month, because that means I'm 4 weeks now until I'm off work, because May 13th is the last day. Let's see here. Yeah. Excuse me. Ooh, tomorrow's Palm Sunday. I forgot about that. Excuse me. Wednesday, we have to be in St. Louis to see her surgical team, and hopefully, this is also unknown news, hopefully they give her the green light for walking. That would be great. I already told her, as soon as she gets a go to walk, that commode is out of the bedroom. I am not dealing with that no more. But we'll also have to be in St. Louis on the 14th, so I have to take 2 days off of work. The 14th is to go see sorry, I have to remember this. It's to go see the it's an eye doctor or a doctor of some sort that works with Social Security to see how blind, something about her health, to see what her health is like, to see if she is eligible to collect disability. And I'm not 100% worried about that. Not because of the fact that I know what her disabilities are, and I've been with her to all our doctors and whatnot. And I know that she's been getting shots in her eyeballs to try to clear up the, I forgot what they call it. It was some sort of edema or something like that. Separating of the muscles from the eyeball or something like that, which is causing blind spots. So that's what's going to happen on Thursday. I'm not, like I said, I'm not concerned about that aspect. I was more concerned about the aspect of getting her some sort of actual help, not financially, but if she does get the disability income, I can go down to a part-time job, which I'm kind of like, I don't know if the college offers part-time jobs for food service, because I really want to stay with them. I have actually been asking around about summer jobs with the college, and well, let's just say the summer jobs available at the college is either per diem. Basically, if they have a catering event, they can call me to come in to help, or maintenance, ground maintenance and stuff like that, which I don't know if I can do because of my allergies. But we have some hopes and dreams for the summer, if things go correctly, or I'm getting enough income during the summer or whatnot to do it. We would like to go down to Texas to visit. The thing is, if she cannot legally drive because of the blindness, it might be a long journey, and I'll be doing most of the driving, which means I'll have to take breaks over so often, because I do not want to be driving a 12 to 14 hour journey by basically by myself, without being able to get out and stretch. I thought about if I have to do the driving, if I can do the back route, which is a little bit shorter, but it's a lot of to just get out of Missouri is a lot of hills and twists and turns that I really don't want to deal with. But it's a nice scenic drive, and the other thing is, it up until we get into Arkansas, it's mostly two-lane highways, or two-lane country roads, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not quite ready to do something like that. Granted, what little I remember of those roads, the trips that we used to take before the pandemic, very few big trucks, because the roadways are not designed for heavy, semis, which is a good thing. Bad thing is I am not experienced with those kind of roads, so yeah, it will be undauntingly nerve-wracking. So, unless our friend Lisa or even Emily were to come up here, via bus or something like that, which I don't know if she'd be able to do because of the kids, but, or even just their own personal, Lisa has a nice car, and it's big enough for the three of us and our stuff. It's just it's a Prius. I got nothing wrong with the Prius. I love Priuses. I've driven one around the, well, I drove one when I was working for the Toyota company in New York. I had to go up. I had to take a RAV4 up into Connecticut, pick up a Prius, exchange the two vehicles and drive the Prius back down to New York. And I tell you what, that Prius had more get up and go than that RAV4. So yeah, it was a nice ride. But that was the first time I've ever driven long distance by myself. Luckily, I had a very good map from MapQuest. So, but nowadays, because of the fact that a lot of those vehicles have digitalized maps in their system, and you just tell it where you want to go, and it tells you when to turn. I didn't have that, so my adventure into Connecticut from New York was, I knew how to get out of New York. I knew what road to go, but I was not familiar with the turns and whatnot. And when I was in Connecticut, I jumped off the highway to go into a rest stop area, and I was like, took my map from MapQuest, and I went into the visitor center, I guess, of the rest stop. And I was trying to compare my map to their map, and since there was nobody to talk to at the time, I was just like, oh great. And then as I was coming out of the rest stop, I noticed a highway patrolman was sitting there, and I asked him, hey, I'm kind of new to this area. Where is this spot? Where is this turnoff to get to, the Toyota dealership in, I think it was Hartford or something. I don't remember where it was. But they helped me out. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I can find my way from there now that I know what, signs to look for, basically. Because I was not adept at looking at my map and then while driving. I was not going to attempt that in a company vehicle that, yeah, I'm kind of liable for. But that was my first attempt at driving long distances on highways. And because it was so unnerving, it was like, hey, there's more signs and whatnot in the New York area than there was on this road. So, but I'm hoping we can at least get down to Texas. If we decide to go to Ohio, Mom is willing to drive most of it, and I would not ask her to drive all of it. I would ask her at least, I'd probably just ask her to be my navigator, because that's only about an 8 to 10 hour trip, depending on road conditions and highways and all that fun stuff. And of course, I have my my map system on my phone, so I can program it to get me to Ohio without using city highways. Basically, I know how to get from here to St. Louis, but getting around St. Louis without having to go through downtown St. Louis. In fact, I think most of the way that we go from here to Ohio is on the highway. You don't have to go through this actually into the city. You just stay on the highway and follow the road map. But all that depends on what happens on Wednesday and Thursday. It also depends on a whole lot of different things. Now, I know Mom's got money squirreled away for trips, basically, especially the trip to Ohio. I appreciate her offering up some of that money for one thing or another, but I am not relying on her money squirreled away. I am relying on going 50-50, you know, especially to Ohio, because she'll be with us. Now, if I was going down to just Texas, no, I would not use any of her money. It would all have to be on my dime. Mom's actually doing pretty good. She does have, every so often she'll have, depending on what she does, she'll have some back problems. Like, the way she's doing it right now is she'll do her laundry, clean her bedding and whatnot, and then she'll wait until the next day to change her bed. I have told her that if she needs help changing her bed on weekends, I will help. Weekdays are too busy. That's one of the reasons why I haven't done any videos for the last 5 to 6 days. I just get too busy with work, coming home, taking care of Jerry, cooking dinners. And I mean cooking dinners as in, I cook something that Jerry can handle eating, and then I cook something for Mom and myself. Every so often we'll have a fend for yourself day, because either I'm just too tired or not feeling up to cooking, because I've just wasted my, you know, not wasted, but I used up all my energy. Yesterday, yesterday was a interesting day because, well, let's just put it this way. It was a surprise to everybody, because it was like, no, it's supposed to be rainy on Friday. I got up and left the house at 5:35 thereabouts, and it was trying to snow. It was trying to snow all the way up until about 6:37 a.m. and then it just stopped. And then when I was getting ready to go home at 2:30, 2:26, 2:30, somewhere around there, I left the building, and it was trying to snow again. And I'm like, yeah, Mother Nature's having a fit. She doesn't know if she wants to be hot, cold, whatnot. Like today, I woke up, checked my temperature, 39 degrees, but due to wind chill, it was 33. And according to the day's outlook, it was supposed to be, says 61, but according to the hour by hour, the highest it gets is 69 by 4 o'clock. Or not 69. 59. It's supposed to be 61. I'm sorry. My numbers got mixed up in my head. Yet tomorrow is supposed to be breezy at 76 degrees. It's April. I know this kind of stuff happens in April because it's the transition between winter and spring, and Mother Nature doesn't know if it wants to let go of winter and welcome in spring or not. But a lot of the people at the college, some of them aren't used to this kind of weather. Especially the people who are from either down south or the Southwest, or some of our Middle Eastern, India students. They're not used to this kind of weather. You know, not unless they're up in the mountains. And yeah, India does have its fair share of mountains, so the mountain area is prone to having snow showers. But those who are from the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia, Jordan, people in certain areas around those countries, they're not used to it. This is like, what? This is crazy weather. Welcome to America. Or I should say, welcome to the Midwest. Welcome to the Midwest. This is what Missouri does. You know, if you don't like it, wait 5 minutes, it might change, you know. But I'm getting more and more, I'm not gonna like label them, but more and more students who are going for the Mediterranean version of vegetarian falafel, which is not, is falafel is it from those areas, or is it from, I'm not sure where falafel is from, probably Saudi Arabia. But hey, whatever they want to eat, that's what I'm going to serve them. Might have to make it, might have to take just watch how much I'm using so I can cook more if it's, getting towards the end of whatever I made. I have a mini convection oven to cook the falafel in. They come to me frozen, so all I have to do is put them on a tray and stick it in there. But the unknown, besides the factor of what the doctors are going to say, I have been having some weird problems. Well, one of them happened Tuesday evening. I had a welt on the back of my head, and it's still there, but it's not as tender, and it's going down. But it hurt, like crazy hurt. So I ended up going into their emergent care type unit with Mercy, and the nurse practitioner, which is, I guess, one step below a doctor, I guess, I don't know, was examining it, did not see any red spots or any reddening. He did notice the swelling and the tenderness, and he goes, well, I don't know how to diagnose this. I can't tell if it's either cellulitis or shingles. I've heard about shingles. I know what shingles can do and the pain it can cause and whatnot, but I don't seem to have that kind of problem anywhere else. I know what cellulitis does and can do because my older brother-in-law has it. But the thing is whatever it is, he prescribed an antibiotic and an antifungal. Great. I don't know what those are going to do, but he said the concoction of the two will basically knock anything out of your system. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of times when I get those kind of pills, I either have certain side effects that aren't labeled. Now, the side effects are dizziness, possible diarrhea, don't operate machinery or anything like that, which is like, I don't operate anything heavy. But I woke up this morning and I've got this weird, I don't know if you can see it, spot on my hand. And it feels like a solid nodule, like hard, but it doesn't hurt. It's just discolored. And I'm like, dude, if whatever you gave me is causing my body to have some weird reactions in certain areas, I'm gonna get mad. Maybe they're hoping that whatever they gave, the medicine they gave me will show other signs. So I don't know if that's like I must have laid on something or pressed against it a certain way, and it just, because it doesn't hurt. And it really does not look like yeah, if you look at it a certain way, it looks like a knuckle area that's gotten a little swollen. But to have it like in my hand, it's just like, what the? But I figured I'd just monitor it. If it goes away after a couple hours, it was nothing important. If it doesn't go away, I might have to see if the emergency care is open, or if I can run to some place that is open to taking a look at it. I don't want to go any place outside of Mercy because they have all my records. But other than that, well, it's cold, so when it gets cold, I get stiff. I have to down a hot cup of coffee and maybe have to get some sweatpants on or something like that for my legs. But I'm going to try to do some more work in here today. Jerry has trouble sleeping at night for one reason or another, so she sleeps during the daytime, which gives me the opportunity to try to work in here or just chillax, do something that I want to do, not something that is requested of me. So, but we'll see what happens, because I'm at that point right now this morning where I'm just waking up and I really don't know what I want to do, but I know a lot that I could be doing, and we'll just see. But it's been interesting. Other than those things right there, well, work has been good. I did not like the idea of having to take Wednesday off, because that's what the doctor wanted me to do. Like, take a day off just to see what happens with the medication. Okay, sure. I don't like doing that. I'm not exactly happy that I'm going to be gone 2 days out of next week, when there's only about 4 to 5 hours until we're done with school, or done with our season, however you want to put it. May 13th. Can't come any sooner. Yet, I don't want it to come too soon. It's one of those love-hate things. You really, really like your job. You like going in there. You like the people you work with. It's all good and whatnot. But sometimes you just don't feel it. And you're on autopilot. And you're doing just what you have to do. Or do what you know you need to do. And the whole day seems a little like bleh. That's my issue right now. I mean, I love my job. I love what I'm doing. I love the people I'm working with. I get along with a lot of them. Me and Chef have seemed to, started working coherently without, misunderstandings or anything like that. In fact, the last catering we did together, which was Saturday, well, he's always at the catering events because he's in charge of it all. It's his name on the, I don't know how to put it. Basically, he's the one in charge of the kitchen, and everything that comes out of the kitchen is basically a show of his crew and their skill sets, basically. I think what it is it's like the military. He's a colonel, and he's got the generals and whatnot yelling at him for things that aren't going right, so he has to, have a chat or whatever with those who are the source of the problem or concern. Which I can understand, because he's the one in charge of everything and what happens in the kitchen. The freshness of the food, the quality of the food. It's not just about quantity, it's about quality, And now that I see what he has to deal with on a regular basis when it comes to catering, I'm like, well, if my skills were a little bit higher, I probably would not be, I probably would not do the catering thing that I wanted to do a decade or two ago. Because I was taking a online course for catering, and even though I did graduate and whatnot, I got my certificate. I'm a visual type person, and not having a video, just having pictures to look at, and words to read, I felt like I failed. But just because you took their course, they're going to give you a certificate. It's not like the online courses nowadays where you have the ability to do video chat with the professor, or watch the class via video, and that kind of thing. Get one-on-one time via video chat with professors or tutors or whatever you need. Back when I was taking this class, it was they mailed you in a bunch of information and recipes, and you were supposed to write down the results and send it in. Well, not everybody can send in the results and make it look good, or they send in the results and they felt like they did shitty. You know, there was no accountability. You know, excuse me. So, but I'm kind of like trying to learn from him on the fly, basically. I learned a lot of different things that I did not know, but there was a lot of things that I did know. So it was kind of like one of those, oh, okay, at least you know this, that makes it easier. You know, I'm wondering if that is because it's something I did at work. Because it almost looks like a burn welt. Like I burned myself at work or something like that, and the end result is this discolored bump. Which I guess it wasn't too bad, because usually when I burn myself, I end up having a blister. But anyhow, I'm hoping to get sunny and warm soon so I can do a few things outside of my house, because there's one or two things I want to do that is out there in my... I want to feed the birdies. I want to clean up with some of the mess that my biggest issue is raccoons. And they like pulling stuff out of my trash and leaving empty bags or a trail halfway across my yard of debris. In fact, I found right by my mom's windows, she's got a planter shelf window, mostly for the cat to sit in. And right underneath it was a round metal pan from when we had Chinese, like a week or so ago. And the only thing that was left over in that pan was juices, basically, from my steamed dumplings. God, I love myself some steamed dumplings. And they must have pulled the whole thing out of the garbage and dragged it halfway across the yard. And I'm like, you guys are nuts, because there was nothing in that pan unless it was something that fell into the pan from other food sources. But I'm just like, I gotta find a way to keep these critters out of my garbage can, because I've tried every trick in the book. I've laid wood on top of it. I've strapped, crisscross strapped some bungee cords on there so they couldn't get in. And they always find a way to get in, but they don't always find a way to get stuff out. So I'm just like, these guys are... I either gotta get a new garbage can with a better lid, or I need to get a taller one, because they seem to stay out of the tall ones. There's only been once or twice I've heard of the tall ones get knocked over because they just try to climb up it the wrong way, and it falls over. But that, and just what I've been feeling lately is a combination of exhilaration because things are going better, but I'm also feeling like lethargic and tired and just worn out. And there are some days where it's like, if it wasn't for the factor that Jerry's wound care needs to be done daily, if not twice a day, I would be like, Jerry, I'm not feeling it. I am really, really tired. Can we do this tomorrow morning or some other time? But no, it has to be done tonight. We have to do it before I go to sleep. Well, see, the problem I'm having, and it's no fault of Jerry's. I don't blame Jerry for it. But every tape that we use short of heavy duty medical tape will not stick to her skin for some reason. The blue surgical tape, it will stick for a short period of time, but that's about it. The paper tape won't even stick at all. I mean, 5 seconds later, it's coming up. The cloth tape, the cloth type tape that we use, will stick for a certain period of time. But whatever we get that does stick, comes up in the middle of the night from her tossing and turning. And we've tried everything from tight t-shirts to gauze wrap to ace bandage wrap. Well, ace bandage was the best on her leg. But anything on her upper body, basically, the two patches on her back, one on her left, one on her right shoulder. One on the left shoulder is the worst. The one on the right shoulder is starting to look like Long Island, New York. I get it to stay for a short period of time, and we do a gauze halter to try to keep them in place. That don't work. Part of it is her skin. Her skin has a natural, I don't know if I want to say moisture or a natural, all I can tell you is every time I touch her skin, it feels cool and moist, no matter what. That right there will keep the tape from sticking. Because she's in pain and whatnot, she'll sweat, which will keep the tape from sticking. If any of the ointment that we put on the gauze pads for healing gets spread from movement, it will cause tape to come undone, or just won't stick because of the petroleum-based jelly type stuff that the medicine is made out of or is combined with. So it's really hard for me to tape it down because I get frustrated when it won't stay while I'm trying to work on it. And then, like this morning, Jerry woke me up to check the back because it felt like the Band-Aids were coming off, and they were. And they kind of like got crumpled in such a way that I can't fix it. So the only thing she said is just take the tape that's running across the area off, and we'll deal with it later. It's one of those things where it's like I want a wound care specialist to come in here so they can see what we've tried to do and see what the end results are after a 12-hour period. Maybe they can get something or find some way to keep it in place without using certain kinds of adhesives, because certain kinds of adhesive that can be used irritates her back. So it's kind of like we can only use certain kinds of materials to keep it taped down, because if we use anything above what we have now, the adhesive material, if it stays, will irritate her back, and when you go to remove the tape, it hurts, it leaves residue, it just a whole lot of different problems. So it's like, well, maybe if we get a wound care specialist to come in, they can analyze the situation and realize, okay, I can use this kind of tape and it will stay and it will hold down, but it will not irritate. Or if it does irritate, they have a method of removing it so it won't irritate the skin any further than necessary. So it's kind of like one of those, me trying to do it is difficult because, one, I don't want to hurt her in any way, shape, or form. Two, and this is one of the reasons why she was reluctant in the beginning to get anybody, is she can yell, scream, and holler, and I'll just, sit back or leave the room until everything calms down. she does not feel that she can openly, complain or yell or whatever at a hired or a medical person or somebody who's assigned to come in to help her. And I'm like, they won't train me to do the job of the person we're trying to get to come in to do it because I'm her spouse. And that's against the rules and regulations that they have for that kind of thing. Because we tried to do the same thing with mom, and they were like, no, it has to be somebody that's not family, not direct family. And I'm like, fine. Okay. And nothing I can do about that. That's a rule that was created for I don't know what reasons. But it is what it is. And I deal with what I can. There's been a couple of days where I told Jerry before we even started the procedure, I'm not in a very good mood. I'm not going to take a lot of yelling and hollering and over demanding attitude. No, I can't do it today. Well, that was ignored because the second she felt I was doing something wrong, she started screaming and hollering, and I just got up and walked out of the room. I got up and walked out of the room during the whole procedure because, like, one, I already told her I'm not feeling good. That should have been the first sign is I'm not feeling good. Just me saying that should be like, okay, I got to maintain calm. Otherwise, Jim's not going to be taking it. And I'm just like, after me hollering back at her 2 different times, I just went, done. Walked out of the room, and she was like, and I'm like, I told you, I'm not in a good mood. I cannot handle this. I'm just not in the frame of mind nor the mood to deal with arguing about what I'm doing. The thing is I'm doing it to the best of my ability. I do not have the training to do this. This is all on the fly. But, just every so often I have to literally say, look, enough is enough. Either you let me do it to the best of my ability, or you get on the phone and get somebody over here to take care of you. And ever since we had the face-to-face meeting with I think they were DSS people who were basically trying to help us get people to take care of Jerry while I was at work type situation. And she was finally given a company to call, and the company had 3 different people because they had already gotten the what's up, and they had 3 different candidates, and Jerry just called one, and I was kind of like, no, you need to call all 3, get all their credentials, try to get a meeting or whatever to decide what's going on. Because all of a sudden I'm starting to think that the first person that she talked to that sounded so great to Jerry has flaked out for whatever reason. So, because according to what last time I heard, which was Monday, Tuesday, something like that, the girl just had to bring over paperwork to sign. So, I don't know what happened. I just know that it's been enough days to get paperwork over here to be signed. So, and if she was so enthusiastic to get the position in the first place, I would have been like, if it was me and I made an agreement, like, yeah, okay, I just have to bring out some paperwork, I would have been on the phone or whatever, getting the paperwork, or going to the office to get the paperwork and coming right over and getting that stuff signed within 24 hours. So I don't know what's going on. All I call it nowadays, because of the way the world is bureaucratic red tape. But anyhow, yeah. enough chatter. I have to get off this to feed myself. Joe's asleep, so I don't know if she wants anything. And then start my day somewhere. Somewhere in this house, I'll start my day. But anyhow, until next time, hopefully tomorrow. Oh, sorry. I wanted to, no, I'll put it in another video that should pop up sometime later on. But yeah, anyhow, until next time, you guys can put your thumbs up, thumbs down, your comments or questions on this video. And if you're new to my channel, you can hit the subscribe button and a little bell pop up. Click on that bell and YouTube will let you know when I put in my next video. Until next time, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.